Chapter 6.
Essay question, Chapter 6, number 4. From the time we are born, many things shape our political attitudes and beliefs. What aspect of political socialization do you believe has the biggest impact on opinions? How do group differences, money, age, religion, gender, race, lead to different stances on public opinion? So, we are going to go to her, and she's going to answer about gender.
Okay, as far as gender, prior to the 1980s, there wasn't much of a gap in political attitudes, but since women have been allowed to vote, they have been more supportive of Democrats, and they're more liberal than men. And in 2004, when the war with Iraq started, they weren't supportive of the fighting, and there's been a wide gap ever since that started, and 67% of women have favored childcare, as 58% of men don't. And like coming into college, I've seen how there's bigger gaps and how both genders play roles in different situations.
Okay. And I have on age. Age is a really big aspect of age is a really big aspect on public opinion, because as you grow, you're gonna have different perspectives, because a lot of younger people, of course, are gonna favor student loans rather than people over the age of 55, because of course younger people are in college and are in need of student loans. And the gap is is a big difference between like legalization of marijuana and same-sex marriage. And like ordinarily or regularly, conservatives are older, and as we're going to grow up, our beliefs may change by the Generational Act, which is not really a huge deal for us, but it has taken a part. It started in 2002, so as it's grown, we weren't really we became less concerned, and now we are raised as we are like raised to like know how it is, like how things work in our age and time.
Okay. So in my opinion, race and ethnicity have a big factor, in our opinion, on public affairs and whatnot. For example, in 2004, only 25% of Americans felt that the government should help blacks, and a similar gap is seen in affirmative actions, which is jobs, education. Only 11% of whites believe that blacks should be hired for a job or have any help in education. Same for Latinos. Latinos tend to favor Democrats more because, for example, the Republicans did a bill that kind of blocked immigration, and the Democrats haven't really fought against immigration. So, yeah, to me, that's like a really big factor as to whether like who favors like the blacks, Latinos, and like the lower classes.
Okay, I did the wealth aspect of it, and basically it socioeconomic status is basically the different aspects of one's life, such as their occupation, their education, their income, wealth, and relative social standing or lifestyle. It influences where someone lives, where they work, where they go to school, who they know, and the opportunities that they have available to them. Working class people most commonly favor government programs, whereas wealthier class people don't. Republicans consist of wealthier class beliefs, whereas Democrats believe in the opposite. There. Today's generation, more than ever, are filling up colleges and universities. both students, but students from middle and low-income backgrounds have trouble attending college because of financial issues. Scholarships and grants are so competitive and hard to obtain, so these citizens who can't afford it turn to and rely on loans and financial aid. The issue is our government and how much they contribute to education. The Democratic Party tends to help college students financially with loans and financial aid. Democrats want students to succeed and graduate college without having money issues to stop them.
Okay, so that background music from the class, by the way. Why is that so loud? Okay, religious. I'm doing the religious aspect, and I'm gonna use an example. I go to church a lot, and in my church, I would say they're more conservative because they're older, and people who are older tend to be more conservative. They also come from different generations. Self-interest is a concern for one's own advantage and well-being. So I'm going to come back to that. As I was talking about, my church is conservative, they're older, and generally when you give your political view in my church, you're going to get into a argument with somebody because they don't agree. And I would say this is an example because people go to church or they surround themselves with their friends from the same religious belief, right? And when you surround yourself with the same people from a religious belief, they tend to think in the same way. So if they all are conservative and you think Democrat, you're gonna be self-interest. You're gonna not want to oppose your religious community on that, and you're gonna just kind of like back away and leave that alone. And that's why I think self-interest would be in your religious aspect. Also, if you look on the book on 199, you can read more on religion and how it would affect people. And let's see, who's answering blue question?
Yes, as a group we believe.
Oh, we're doing it there? Okay. Come here. Everybody, background. Background, everybody behind me. Okay, yeah. Okay, so
as a group, we believe that the biggest impact on someone's political opinion
is the family. It's the biggest influence on any child's life.
Pick up how it changes. Well, you're pretty much raised by those beliefs, and they're pushed upon you. So
it's like the story that Dr. J told in his class about Nixon Barney. You know, I mean, he was like, how do you get a child that names his Barney Nixon? You know, and it's because his child, listens to what they said. They're very easily influenced. Children are influenced by their parents because that's who they're raised by. So that's why, as a group, we believe the most important factor in influencing your political identity, I suppose, would be your political section and identity, would be parents and family.
As a book said.
And now we have our blue question answer. Everybody has this picture.
Okay, so our blue question is basically how have your views on your political social position changed? And my example is that when I lived with my parents, politics wasn't a big deal. We never discussed, each different party and what their beliefs were. And once I moved with my grandma, that changed. I was thrown into, being a Democrat and going with their views, and that kind of just stuck with me. And now as a college student, learning in political science, I've learned that politics is everything. I do vote. I will vote. I'm not going to just say that I'm in one particular political party because my views will continue to change over time.
Okay, so that was our blue question, and we answered our essay question, and we are done. So,
Bye, guys.
I hope this video helped somebody. where's the sublevel one?